Hi, on this beautiful sunny morning. It's beginning to be spring. Yay! Maybe it's the end of these Zoom things soon. Yay! But thank you for coming to Homemade Toys for Toddlers. And today I'm going to be showing you some things to do with cardboard boxes of all sizes. And as always, I will start with the things that are for younger kids. And as I demonstrate, show these to you, I will give some comments about what you can do to make it harder or easier. So the first thing we're going to start with is the easiest. Big box. And it's big enough for one or maybe two children to sit in it. And the best thing about a box is that we just give them a quick little idea and then walk away where we can hear them, but they don't know we're watching and paying attention, and just letting their imagination soar. If they start to lose interest, come in and make some little comment that gets their thinking going again, and away they go. So one thing, you say, play in this box. Maybe it can be your bed and you're a puppy or a kitty or a dragon, whatever it is you feel, and put it down and let it go. If they need a little bit more encouragement, maybe put a couple of pillows in it or some small animals. Or you can make it into an airplane or a car, and then they just need a plate. I don't happen to have any plastic plates in my house anymore. I had plenty of them when I had toddlers, but I've grown out of plastic plates. So I have this one, and they're sitting in there. It can be a car or an airplane, and just let them go. Cardboard box, the very easiest first thing, which takes no preparation on your part other than just hanging on to it when you get one. If you happen to be lucky enough to have a giant one, like for a refrigerator or a dishwasher or something, whoa, those are great. You can cut little holes in them for them to crawl through. But that's bigger than what I was doing today. This is what we call strummies, and it's just a beat up shoebox. Again, you have to kind of remind yourself that it's the process of what they're learning. It doesn't have to be beautiful. And we spend a lot of money on toys that look wonderful, but they don't necessarily play with them any longer than they would with a beat up cardboard box that you were just about ready to throw away anyway. So rubber bands. I didn't put them in any certain order. I just stuck them on there, and you can ask them if they all happen to have the same sound, that's okay, but play a song. If you happen to be able to get some with different tones, an older kid might be able to plunk out a song, but just they're playing the guitar. This one is fun. And just as many or as few as you want. Another idea is a tunnel. Now here I have a box that I cut the end of it open. I left this little trap door to show you that if you have an older child, I'll start with that, and you can put it in on the floor and then roll a ball and see if they can hit the trap door and have it roll out the other side. For a younger kid, you can take your handy dandy serrated bread knife all the way. If you have a flap that annoys you, tape will work just fine. And then you start at this side and have them see if they can roll the ball in. And then as they get good, they will be able to roll it hard enough to both go in and come out the other side. And this is one that will grow with them. It might be that for a very young kid, a toddler, it would be just set the box upright and give them something to toss in there. Then they can try to shake it out of the bottom. Any sorts of made up ideas. This next one is for some large motor development. And it's going to be difficult for me to do because I have to hold it. But if this is on the floor, it will work well for them. So a box, any size, and some golf tees, and a hammer. And I will tell you that you're smart if your child is too young to understand the danger. However, it's not likely that they're strong enough to really hurt themselves, even if they hit themselves in the hand. It's not like they're going to break a bone. And at some point, it's nice for a child to realize that they have to be careful with tools or they can hurt themselves. And it's better for them to start to get that concept when they're little rather than when they're big and they've never had a chance to work with tools and they don't have a healthy respect for that they can hurt. But I'm not saying that this will work across the board. This is an idea. But the idea is that they hold the golf tee and then they pound it into the box like a nail. And as I said, it works a little bit better on the floor than it does on my lap. Then they pull them out. You can then they can put them in. So I guess to start off with, if you're concerned about your child being not quite ready to hold on to the hammer, you go ahead and pound some holes in the box and then give them the tees to put into the box. Another thing they can do once those tees are in the box is they can find things to sit on those tees. Now this is a cotton ball and it serves the purpose to show you what I'm doing, but then they can take something and hit it off of the tee, kind of a golf thing. If you have a long stick, they can stand up and play golf off the tee in a cardboard box. But back to the hammering, this is a smaller hammer that we bought for our child who was about 10. So it's got a little bit of weight. If you have some toy ones, that works fine. If it works, if the cardboard is too heavy that you can't get through it, you change the box or give them a hammer or wait along. But anyway, 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds are ready to do this. And this might be in your recycle bin, a box of oats that you still have the lid. And I have cut one of them out, to show you. There's another one. Or it's not bad to have one open and one not. And as your child obviously will figure this out pretty quickly, they can't get it in the black hole. It has to go into the other one. But there's nothing wrong with giving them a chance to put it in the incorrect spot. It will help them. And again, you will notice that they will learn this pretty quick. So drop it in. And it's the same as dropping pom-poms into the other things as I've shown you in other programs. But this hole is strictly for popsicle sticks of whatever size you happen to have. Another thing you can do with this container is to have clothespins and to have them put the clothespins around the outside. And this is one that you will see as a young kid, they will squish them like this. As they get older, they might be using their whole fist. And then older still, to work on that finger strength, you can do that. And as a challenge, you can say, well, try using your middle finger only. Try using your ring finger only. Try using your pinky only. I will say that's very difficult. Don't expect that one to happen. That's hard. But I'm sure that anybody who's going through some physical therapy on their hands will be doing similar things like this. So adults can also be doing it. So this might be a little bit hard for 18-month to 2.5 or thereabouts, maybe 3, depending developmentally. But here we have a brownie box. I have taped it shut for now, but to take a pom-pom, I have a cotton ball, and then to roll it around to get it to go into the hole. You want something like a pom-pom or a cotton ball because a regular ball or a marble will roll too fast and it'll roll off the side. So something that doesn't roll well into that. Taped it shut. For a younger child, you might want to leave that open so that they can get it out easier. An older child, then they also have to see if they can get it out of the hole. So obviously, the younger the child, the larger the hole. You want them to be able to succeed at this and to understand what it is they do. And if you start it and the hole's too big, say, whoa, wow, you've grown a lot more than I thought you did. Let's make us one with a smaller hole. And we don't have any more brownie mixes. So maybe the next time we go to the grocery store, we can brownie mix or a cake mix, and then we can make a smaller one and then have a treat. I'm going to show you with this box that I used the teas, take that out. You can make cornhole or beanbag, as my family calls it. If you take this box and you take a straight edge and you mark from the corner up to slightly, you don't want it to go exactly corner to corner. You can see I've made it down just a little bit. And then cut this out with your handy dandy bread knife. I would just do and you would cut straight across here and then back down this side. You have something that sits on a slope. So like this, I'm trying to show you. So if this is on the floor, you now have a homemade cornhole beanbag game. And again, the younger the child, the larger the hole. So if you have little ones, take a plate and trace around a great big hole. Smaller ones, you can trace around a bowl. And you know what? If you don't want to do that, just chop up a hole. It doesn't have to be perfectly, beautifully round. And then they throw the bean bag. If you don't have any bean bags, you can put some beans in a sock and put a rubber band around the end or tie it up. They can throw their Beanie Babies. Cornhole, you can make one and just play games with one. You can have two, but you can have your very own preschool toddler. This last one is a funny thing that I remembered from when I was a kid. And this is one that it's more like the kind of thing a grandpa would do to his grandkids. And then once the kids figure it out, they might show their other friends. But it's, use your head if this is going to be creepy and scary. Do not do this. One of my least favorite things is when grown-ups tease and scare children. So if you think that your child would think this is kind of funny, then do it. If you're not sure, then don't. Wait another year and think about it. But if you take a red marker and write on your hand, I'm going to do it with my left hand because I'm right-handed, and you're going to put some marks on it. And then you say, I've got something to show you. Look what I found out in the wood pile. And then you show them. It's a bloody finger. And quick, like, close it. Can I see it again? Can I see it again? Like, I don't know, maybe. All right. After about the third time, I think your kid is going to catch on. Oh my gosh, I found it out in the wood pile. What do you think we ought to do? But just a box with a hole in the end. Put some tissue in there to make it look like you saved it. And there you go. A funny little free game that you can do. Thanks for coming today. There were lots of things I threw at you, and that's why I record these so that you can go back and look at them. I hope that these give you ideas of things you can do with your kids or your grandkids and encourage them to come up with their own ideas. We want children to be problem solvers, and we want them to wonder how else can I do this? How else? I have a problem. I have a situation. I need something fixed. And if we are encouraging them to think creatively with what you can do with a box, you are developing that brain power, and it's all the best for them as they get older and go on into school age and start needing to think about other things. Thanks a lot for coming. I hope that these were encouraging, that you can make things and have fun with your children, and it doesn't have to cost you anything. Bye. See you next time.